What's up, fellow riders? Today I'm doing a test ride of the 2019 Kawasaki Ninja650, starting right now on MotoTravelUSA. So here it is, the Kawasaki Ninja650. Let's go for a ride. Oh wow, I forgot how light this thing was, especially compared to the FJR. Super light. Let's start it up. Okay, full disclosure, I like Kawasaki's. Well, I like all motorcycles, but I've owned a 2012 version of the Ninja650, which I put a ton of miles on. They've upgraded a few things since then, so I want to see how those feel, and if it's still as good as I thought it was back then. One of the first things I noticed is the instrument cluster has been upgraded since 2012. It now looks similar to the ZX6. Looks like a digital speedo to the right, TAC is in the center, and the bike info is to the left. All clear and legible. Should be a quick read on the road. The mirrors are the classic Cowie diamond shape, and they offer a good view behind me. Alright, let's get started. Oh wow, the clutch is so light, hardly any effort at all. I could pull it with my pinky finger. You know, because this bike is so light, it has pretty good acceleration for the engine size. It doesn't have the punch of the ZX6 obviously, but it's enough to keep it interesting. So it's good speed for beginner riders, and experienced riders aren't going to think it's too shabby either. One thing to note is the engine is still very buzzy. You can feel it throughout the bike and the handlebars. It's nothing too bad, but for longer rides, it can start to get annoying. I remember that doing some sport touring, and that buzziness after a couple hours really got annoying. Man, this bike is so flickable. Always found the sound of this engine pretty tame and lame too. I've heard some people compare it to a lawnmower, and they're pretty accurate in their description. So if you're looking for something a little bit more aggressive, you'll have to add an aftermarket pipe. It's so light. I think that's why, combined with the engine, it's so popular for experienced riders and new riders alike. Well, the controls are well laid out on this bike. They're basic, no cruise control, no heated grips, but they're everything you need. Nice beefy buttons, good feedback, and well laid out on the handlebars. Well, besides the buzziness from the engine, the ride feels damn good. You have a good feel of the road, and the seat is pretty comfortable too. Yeah, the seating position is upright on this bike, and why it makes it a great street bike, as opposed to the ZX6, which has a very sport-oriented seating position, and you're really leaning forward on that. And it stops, not a problem, flat footing. I have a 32-inch inseam and can put my feet on the ground. Plus, it's easy to control it stops because of how light it is. The gearbox is adequate. It's not the smoothest out there, but you get good feedback changing gears. And with the clutch pull so light, you can quickly get to the top end of the gears pretty easily. The brakes feel pretty good too. They're also adequate for the size of the bike and the engine. But if I were to purchase another one of these bikes, I think I'd look for some upgraded pads to get a little bit more bite. Well, big question for new and experienced riders alike is this bike for me? Start with the new riders. I would say it's a great bike if you have good self-control. And what I mean by that is, if you buy a 250, a 300, a 400, the power behind those is very tame and best for beginners, but I think most people will want to upgrade after a while, so they're not so held back by the limited power. This bike is tame, but it also has a punch too, and you can still get into trouble if you let the fun of the speed override your skill level. This bike can handle highways very good, where I really wouldn't want to be riding a 250 or 300 on the interstate because of their limited power. Another reason I think this is a good beginner bike is price. You can get a new one pretty inexpensively and a used one even cheaper. Well, for experienced riders, or riders coming back after a motorcycle riding hiatus, I think it's a great bike too. If you know how to handle a motorcycle, you can have a ton of fun on the curves with this bike. The basic features make it relatively easy to maintain, parts are easily found, there are a ton of customizations you can do, and although this is more street oriented, and the ZX6 is more track, I've known a few guys who've ripped up the track with this guy right here. New pipes and ECU flash, more sport oriented bars, and you have a fun cheap bike to tear up the track with. And it can also be used for sport touring duty by throwing some bags on the back and just heading out. It's a great weekend touring machine. So as you can tell, I like this bike a lot. Although there have been upgrades since I owned one in 2012, I personally don't feel that much difference between the one I own, but it has been a while. However, the look, I can totally see the difference. It's much more in line with the Super Sports now than it was. Bottom line, it's a great street bike for new and experienced riders alike. You can have a ton of fun cruising around town, ripping up curves, or short sport touring adventures. Well, I hope you liked this really quick test ride of the Ninja 650. Get any questions in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. If the video helped you, make sure to like it. Now, let's go explore.